I just wanted to talk about these Lionsgate shenanigans really quick. Um, Before I have to jump into the Muggle world. Um, Party on for a festival. However, I very much think this is a portal to the status quo. And that's not to say it is a Lion's Gate. It's actually not mathematically in alignment. It's not a proper palindrome. The gematria is not there. The numerology is there. Catch me in 2 years, though. It's not what they're saying that it is. And you know what? There's a really interesting article about the CIA and utilizing modern art for their own agenda. I wouldn't doubt that astrology is also doing that. We've sown our own doubt and lack of integrity in that way. And misalignment, and leaking during desperation. But that also with a lot of programming that we're still working on unprogramming. We've all been indoctrinated into various kinds of cults, and everything is kind of a cult now in its own way. So, especially being Native and growing up with a very Catholic family who misunderstood a lot of things, we're all indoctrinated to some degree. But we don't need to offer ourselves to the status quo. I don't think we need to offer ourselves to the status quo misalignment portal. If anything, I think that the world and the government is still using that a lot. So the best thing that you can do is stay very grounded and very tethered to yourself, so that you do not move as the powers that be try to change the spin of things. Sirius is technically a brighter star. I believe 25 times brighter than the sun. So it does still have a magnitude. However, this may not be the portal that we want. That is not at any moment can't be a portal if you are in alignment with and purpose and intention in it. And so again, while other portals are uprooting, because that's what I very feel like it is an uprooting. Stay very rooted, stay very strong, and stay above the flow. Don't be hard on yourself for human programming, but strive to deprogram. If you are in fact the programmer, then you write your own simulation. In the simulation, you are the dreamer, you are the architect. And I, again, don't think that that's necessarily what this portal is about, or what this mainstream Lionsgate thing is. There was something that I wanted to... like in between dreams, solidifying the hologram. All that to say that despite my not believing in the hype about the status quo and the Lionsgate portal and the festival blowing sheep off a cliff, I did read something about them aligning more closely previously, like in late July. And that does not mean that the portal does not exist. And if there is alignment in any intention, the day after it could be a portal. Any moment, a portal. It's almost, oh, that's what I said. Any moment can be a portal. It's almost like a casino jackpot in that, if you were to think of like aligning the things that you need to hear that ding, 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 in order to move through anything. And rather than that be not necessarily doing anything for this day or this evening or what have you, I think everything that you would do to prepare yourself for that setting in your own right is the most grounded thing you can do for the pushing of the status quo. There's something that I read in a book too, let's see, that I thought was really relevant. Spirituality has no such argument with anyone, and the misinterpretations which split off as dogmatic ecclesiastical misinterpretations and the misinterpretations was split off as dogmatic ecclesiastical bodies did so empower themselves and to exploit the misinterpretations as spiritual truth in order to gain worldly advantage. By doing so, they forsook power for force and undermined the truth as set forth by the founders who blah 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 blah. Truth being alignment, activating your Merkaba, which is a vague definition, is a spiritual flow. It's hard to describe it. The more I learn better words for it. Um, and again, the powers that be empowering their own cycle, their own system, sort of imputing their own data into the system. And I think data that lacks discernment, and data that follows along, and so that is thing that I think undermines the general action of what working with programming can be. Again, you're the architect, not the one being designed, and this is very much time of somebody else designing for us. So we're gonna pull like 2 cards because I've rambled enough. It's not so much like a warning, just don't be that guy. And I guess, yeah, kind of I can feel it, like the tingling, the tethering, the uprooting, the shaking of it all. So stay aware, stay centered, stay grounded, stay home in your acoustic body. Stay in the so that your sound, your celestial sound, can stay in tune. It's like a huge wave coming, and we have to really kick our down and ground for it. Which, fun fact, I had something in the last video about water and something coming, and hydrogen stocks dropped, which I thought was really interesting because they were doing really well. And, you know, par for the course for suppression of hydrogen bond and water research. And all of this to say that I'm not an expert in astrology or where exactly everything is lined up, but I do research. And so I share that research with y'all. Interesting. Ooh, okay, don't attach to fake fuck boyfriends because you feel like you need something. Bottom of the deck. Don't attach to some mainstream structure thing where like you need something to change. The seasons did change a ton. The weather's changing a ton. This is a season also very, very much seasonal wise. Beyond all the woo-woo, I suppose. A season to kind of, it's a harvest season, it's, you know, the coming, it's a season to prepare, it's a season to organize, a season to do everything but manifest, plan, really, plan, get your ducks in a row rather than jump into manifesting through this, because it is not the multiplication of manifestation that we're being told. And it is off in degrees, which I think may overshoot, and don't be surprised when things don't quite work out that way. But I do think that the system would prefer to have us that way, sort of overshooting or overmating and falling farther, finding ourselves in deeper troughs of, you know, emotional distress or disappointment, or whether that be more than that, even financial, physical, da-da-da-da-da. We'll see. 3 of Wands, 5 of Hearts. The 5 of Hearts is this chamber of ideas, is a chamber of, again, kind of plotting ideas, planning. You know, the not the to-do list per se, but the many ideas that we have in this, you know, web of mind. And any opportunity and that we choose to walk through at any given time. If you were standing on a carousel and every in a hall of mirrors and everything was moving, all of those are various realities of your ideas. Very clear on your ideas, because what we're being told about this landscape thing is a new door that is not our idea. And that's not necessarily something that I want to go. If you want to, party on. Some people may really enjoy that. But I think it'll be a strong current that is not for the highest good. Um, is, I mean, has the government ever been? The Three of Wands is Three of Wands, Three of Clubs, Three of Clubs, Five of Hearts. Is very much the tools to create with that, which is very much being resourceful. It could be organizing. It's not just like, muggle or organizing the home, but it is also, it is, and it's also deeper than that in, setting up ritual space, in cleansing space, in, you know, and maybe that's just your creative, maybe that's your desk, maybe that's your workstation, so that all of these ideas have smooth paths to release themselves when this whole shenanigans is over. Um, but that is, there's very much this briefcase of ideas. It's very much the patience. And again, the status quo is impatient. We're very much indoctrinated into hustle and bustle and progress-ridden world. And this requires more patience. This requires more thought. This is all of the planning stages. This is the character development. This is the character boards. This is the timeline outline stage. Not the manifesting stage. Let's see. We'll pull a big vibe. Big vibes. So many. Well, why is everything so backwards? There we go. Exactly. Funny how that happens. Funny how they're always talking. Big vibe. How are we feeling? So we very much exactly that. Have the opposites. It's not even complementary. It's contradictory. Like peaceful and very inspired but overwhelmed and what have you. I mean, I guess they could be complementary in that sense if we take this more as inspiration than overwhelm. But there is intensity. What did I say about tingles earlier? I say about keeping calm and a way of crashing, and digging down and really grounding and rooting into yourself so that you do not move with the tide, not carried off by the current, so you are not herded off with the sheep. Upright that Page of Cups and really put integrity into your mind space so that as everybody gets swept away in this different spinning, you can maintain balance and maintain equilibrium and maintain a focal point and an internal focal point, an external dristy and an internal neurological sensation based from that, which would center and focus this Ten of Wands energy and utilize it in a much more creative way. When you are restless, something with it. When you are angry, make something with it, rather than succumb to the brute display of force and overexertion and overpowering by disempowering, because that's the status quo, and that's not really where we want to be now, is it? So yeah, cast a good circle. This is funny too. This makes me think of that like meme prompt. It's like, what would you use to summon me? And that's very much also things that are part of our practice, part of our human practice, and also part of our spiritual ritual practice, because the habits that we do make up those things. If everything is a ritual and you move magically in life, which is ultimately the goal and ultimately the ideal. It's not that we're doing 10 minutes of meditation or whatever it is. It's that we're using life as a meditation. It's not that we're doing new moon rituals every time. It's that we're utilizing that space in any culpable and capable mode. It's that we remind ourselves to come back to ourselves, and that's a reminder that is often needed. Again, a maintenancing thing, but we find things to do it too until it becomes habit. And that is your own programming, and that is how you create your own program system and become the programmer rather than the programmed, or programmee, for lack of, there is a better term. I just wanted to be consistent in the goof. In the goof. Alrighty. Cool. Love you. Party on. We'll leave you with that. Yeah. Anyway. Toneta. Tokai. And I will see you next time. Party on. And move integral and freely. Thank you. Love you too.